It's my fantasy football show. You should watch it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, he's, Barnabas was never really a real motivated, kind of disciplined guy, kind of gets wild hair up his behind and then just does all sorts of crazy things. Speaking of behinds, have I talked to you about the rash that I've got? Oh, you got to go? All right, well, yeah, I wouldn't worry about Barnabas. All right, well, thanks, Brett, for calling. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye. Why, hello, and welcome back to all of my friends, my fans, and my fellow FTFLers to the longest-running weekly episodic fantasy football show out there. That's right, boys and girls, it is time once again for the FTFL weekly update, and I am not just the host of this amazing award-winning show. Nah. I am not only the two-time FTFL League champion. Nah. Not only am I the reigning, defending, undisputed consolation champion. Nah. I am also, as always, that whisper, that song deep down in your heart, reassuring you that it is going to be okay. The Hulkamaniacs may be on a bit of a slide, but we will rise again. That's right, boys and girls. It is I, Brett Sieber, host of the show. My goodness gracious, we are ready to get this thing off and running. But I've got a little bit of a surprise for you, because it's not just me that gets to be on the show with you this week. I have someone here to help me this week that happens to know a thing or two about football. And I would argue, maybe, just maybe, knows a thing or two more than some of you might know about football. I'm looking at you, Adam Swart, and we'll get into all of the just debacle that has been your last 7.5 days. Good God, the whole episode could have been on that. But also, somebody that each and every one of you, in some way, shape, or form, had a hand in keeping out of the FTFL. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome to the weekly update none other than Lizzie Sieber. Come on in. This is a real treat. Lizzie, how are we doing today?
Good. I'm cold.
Good. You're cold. Now, I mentioned that, of course, the league mates here, they voted no.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen or heard from you since that inquiry. The stage is yours. Anything you'd like to say to the league mates here? Or just, sorry, the not your league mates?
They're insecure.
They're insecure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I could see that, yeah.
They think they'd be upset when a woman beat them.
Ooh, also, I could see that being something that's legit. All right. Anything else while you have? If you think of something else, but by all means, just jump right in. You heard me talk about sport. I'm going to look for your absolute response to this. First and foremost, I don't know if you're aware of this. Jeff has lost 7 straight games. 7 straight games.
Oh.
That is almost 2 months where Jeff has gone without a victory in the FTFL.
Okay, next time he texts me, I'm going to throw that back at him.
You probably should. Also, I made a couple comments here in recent weeks regarding a couple of receivers who, one was getting a new lease on life, DeAndre Hopkins, and another seemed to be stuck on a team that was going nowhere, Garrett Wilson. Both of those comments did not age well, as both of those players had massive weeks. You know what? You win some, you lose some. Speaking of winning and losing, I don't know what Adam Swart was up to. I do know that the trade deadline was this week, and so there was a flurry of offers and activity. Not 1, not 2, but 3 trades from Adam Swart. I'm going to just run these past you. I want you to get your evaluation on Swart. Now, mind you, Adam Swart comes into week 10, 5-4. If the playoffs were today, he's in. Okay. So this trade earlier this week between him and Eric, where Eric received from Adam Swart George Kittle and a 15th round pick. So throwaway pick, right? But George Kittle, number 1 tight end in the league, mind you, for David Njoku in round 3. And a round 3 pick. So Swart gave up Kittle. Okay, so gone.
Okay.
You got David Njoku and a 3rd round pick. How do we feel about this? He's 5-4. Remember, he's in the playoffs right now.
I wouldn't have given away Kittle.
Okay.
Tight ends are kind of hard to come around. I
Yep.
think there's not many good ones.
Yes, agreed. Now, Swart has traded away some picks. So I know he's trying to get some back, but yeah, I agree. Okay, so we're on the same wavelength. Now remember, Swart gave up George Kittle. We just covered this.
Yes.
Swart today made a trade with Sid where he gave up Juwan Jennings, the receiver out in San Fran, and a 4th round pick to get Cooper Kupp and a 9th round pick. Now, when I asked Swart, I said, "Hey, so you're gonna keep Kupp? I had a younger guy I was offering you, but you didn't want him. He's like, no, I'm not gonna keep Kupp. Why do you trade for Kupp if you're gonna trade away George Kittle? What are you doing, right?
Yeah, I don't.
So are you saying you're confused?
Yeah.
Well, let me go ahead and really throw you out into the deep end with all those little floaties you used to wear as a kid. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one, on this face, you're probably going to be like, okay, I'm missing something. Don't worry. I'll get there. Swart also traded Andy. He gave Andy Jonathan Taylor and a 13th round pick for Najee Harris and a 2nd. Now, a 2nd round pick in Najee Harris, a starting running back in the...
2nd round is good, but
it is.
Najee Harris is...
Okay,
depends.
But here's where things get really fun.
Okay.
Swart just acquired Jonathan Taylor last week. Now, if he's going to trade Jonathan Taylor a week after getting him, what do you think he gave up for Jonathan Taylor in the first place? He got a 2nd round pick back. What do you think he gave up to begin with? Most sensible GMs would be looking to at least get an equal return on investment or better, right? Or better. Okay. You got a guess or?
Who he gave up to get Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, what did he give up? What round pick did he give up to get Jonathan Taylor?
A 2nd?
One would think that it would have been at least a 2nd. I tell you, it was a 1st. He had Jonathan Taylor for 1 week. Taylor, I believe, scored 3.5 points. Swart hit the panic button, got rid of him for a 2nd round pick, Najee Harris. He's getting rid of Kittle. He's bringing in Kupp. He's not keeping Kupp. Jonathan Taylor, we barely knew. Yeah, that's the face I think a lot of us are wearing right now.
So who does he have now?
Who
does he have?
Well, when we get to
Cooper Kupp?
He will after this week, yes.
Okay.
So, but we'll get to Swart's games and all of the other games. It was a wild trade deadline, probably one of the most active, at least for one team, we've ever seen. I'm glad we were all looking at this today going, wait, what? Well done, Adam Swart.
He's trying.
That was a very weak and meager he's trying. Almost a mocking he's trying. All right, speaking of trying times are upon us. We've got to get to these games here. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. Here we go, kicking it off as we have basically every week since week 2. The Pack Attack. Game number 1, 7-1. Taking on Mana, 4-time Lucky Pants, breaking and entering, title thieving champ Mana. Coming in at 2-6 on a 6-game losing streak. I already mentioned it to you. Jeff lost his 7th, 98 for Eric, 78 for Jeff. If you're Eric, Josh Allen again leads the way, 28 points. Derek the King Henry, 20.5 points. Devontae Smith caught a ball, 12 points. Justin Jefferson, 11.5. Didn't have a touchdown.
He's got a good team.
He does have a good team. And the last game for David Njoku, 2.5 points. So goodbye, David. If you're Jeff, out of nowhere, Jackson Smith-Njigba, without DK Metcalf on the field, you're welcome. 27.5 points.
He lost with him?
Yeah, he did. Jeff. That's all Jeff does right now is he kind of loses.
Okay.
Yep, he does. The Chargers had 19. Ramondre Stevenson had 16.5. C.J. Stroud, a starting quarterback, 4 points.
C.J. Stroud is...
Breece Hall, starting running back, 5 points.
That's the biggest bust of the year.
Michael Pittman, half a point. By the way, Pittman was a 2nd round pick for Jeff. Stroud, I think he took in front of Lamar Jackson.
Breece Hall first.
Breece Hall was a keeper, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
So, but the whole thing, the wheels are off the bus in the ditch. It's on fire. It's bad. Eric moves to 7-1. Sorry, 8-1. Jeff falls to 2-7. Next up, yours truly, the Hulkamaniacs, coming in at 6-2, taking on the Mixin' Cocktails at 4-4. The Brother Bowl, more like the Brother Beatdown. 84 for Andy, 46.5 for me. This one was bad.
You got 46.5 points.
I know.
He beat you with 84 points.
You know what? That's an okay total. It's not great, right? But 46.5 is putrid. My worst score of the year by far. Devin A-Chain for Andy, 24. Patrick Mahomes, 22. Mark Andrews, who 3 straight weeks has scored a touchdown, didn't. 1 point. Your thoughts on Mark Andrews?
I hate that man.
Wow.
I have no tight end because of that man. Because I picked him up. You want to know who my tight end is now?
Who's that?
Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, he scored a couple weeks ago, didn't he?
The only time of the season.
Okay. Well.
He gets average 4 points.
By the way, the man I mentioned earlier, DeAndre Hopkins, who made me kind of eat my words, he had 20 points on Andy's bench. It could have been worse for me. It could have been worse. For me, one lone bright spot, Jahmyr Gibbs, 10.5 points. Jordan Love, 6 in a rain-filled injury fest. Awful. Puka Nacua, half point. Last week, he wasn't sure he was going to play. He played. He blew up. So I put him in this week like everyone else did. He did nothing outside of punch a guy, get ejected. Thanks a lot, Puka. The Pittsburgh defense, Kyle Pitts. Half point. Now, I know on the show, I have run down Kyle Pitts repeatedly. I've talked about him as being one of the biggest tight end busts ever. And I didn't listen to my own words, and I took the Kyle Pitts bait, Matt. I took it. Now, the reason I had to play him, because it wasn't certain that Puka Nacua was going to play. Because after being back for a week, he re-injured his knee at practice, so he might not play. So what was I going to do? Who did I have left to flex, Matt? Matt, I know you're going to be a fan of this. I had my tight end to flex. That's right. I was going to flex my tight end. Does that make you giggle or no?
No.
Not at all?
No. I was focused on the text that just got
You know what? It's fine. That'll happen later. She doesn't get the joke, fellas. It's okay. But so I had to play Pitts. So in case Nacua didn't play, I still had Kraft on my bench to play. The whole thing was awful. Lamar on my bench, 26 points. What is going on? We don't answer text during the show. From who?
Oh,
from what? The president?
God, let's hope not.
Okay, well, you don't want to hear from Joe Biden?
Oh, I forgot. I'll hear from him.
Okay.
Nothing.
But so Lamar Jackson on my bench, 26 points. It is what it is. He's going to play this week. I might continue starting. I mean, you're a big Jordan Love guy.
I am, but I also have Jordan Love and Lamar, and I play Lamar every week.
You know what? I'm glad you're here on the show with me here tonight. That's perfect. Thank you. I lost. Andy won. He's above 500. I still, though, have a 1-game lead in the division because the next game, Tractor at 5-3, coming in, taking on my ride or die Team Dickweed at 2-6. Trogdor, you got God. John's on a 2-game. Now, you won last week, John. That was awesome. This week, you won again. That's 2 in a row. Notch a victory next week, and we're going to call that a streak. The ride or die is alive and well. 94 for John, 56.5 for Swart. John, Saquon Barkley, 25.5 points. Now, John will take all the credit in the world for Saquon Barkley because he drafted as a rookie. He coached him up, just like he did Calvin Johnson all those years ago in Megatron. What?
How much did Barkley get?
25.5. Jaden Daniels, 18. Joe Mixon, 12. Joe Mixon's had himself a really nice season. Mm-hmm. The Baltimore defense, 11. Jacoby Myers, 10. If you are Trogdor, Swart, this says 17 points for... I can't even read my damn right. No, I can't. CD Lamb had 10.
That's a K, I think.
Yeah, it's a K. K-A-R-N. Karen, no. Cam, no. Good God.
Who starts with a K?
Yeah, that's a great question. Who would Swart have on his team that starts with a K? I could tell you this. Kyler Stupid Face Jr. Murray had 2 points.
I was going to say, is it...
Jonathan Taylor had 3.5. Bye-bye, Jonathan. You were 3.5 points for a first-round pick to flip that. If you were flipping houses, you'd go bankrupt. Let's be honest. You got a second-round pick back. I don't even know what to say about that Amari said. Actually, someone who might have something to say about that, as Trogdor falls to 5-4, again, keeping me 1 game up in the division. John at 3-6, 2 games outside of a playoff spot 5 weeks ago. I believe in you, John. That's why I made you my ride or die all the way back when this started. But for someone who might have something to say about Swart and that decision and just how bad it was, here's Peter Vingy and the Cringy Report.
Hey, and welcome to Week 9 Cringy Awards, where fantasy football dreams either came true or spectacularly crashed and burned. Architect, buckle up for this week's cringeworthy awards. The Worst Seat of the Week award goes to Trogdor. In a tragic benching choice, Trogdor kept Zay Flowers on the sidelines, watching those points bloom without a purpose. Let's just say sometimes it's better to let your flowers grow in the starting lineup. Oh man, running on empty. Ouch. The Hulkamaniacs win this award with a season low 46.5 points. This score was so low, even Brett could smell the stink from a mile away. Hulkamaniacs, time to get some more protein powder and bulk up because that lineup needs to improve. Good luck next week. With the very popular Efficiency Deficiency Award being recommended to come back, we're back with Trogdor for another facepalm moment. His bench outperformed his starters. Trogdor, we're all rooting for you to find that elusive efficiency balance, or at least to let your bench in on the action a little more often. Here we go. I think you know. Oops, he did it again. 7 losses in a row. That's right, folks. We're witnessing a record in the making. I'm at a loss for words, but we'll leave it to the streak holder to tell us how it feels to be this committed to consistency. All right, and we're at the end of this week's nominees. Number 1, Brett and the Hulkamaniacs for his season-low team score of 46.5 points. Truly one for the cringy history books. And number 2, Swart and his sputtering lineup, showing us that not all engines fire up the way we hope. The only thing he's scorching is his lineup. All right, and that's it for the Cringy Report. Next time, may your bench be light, your starters tight, and all your cringe be on your opponent's side of the scoreboard. Good luck to all of you, except the poor soul playing.
All right. Well, you know what? Again, Peter, thank you. I love that each and every week you sit down, you color your beard so it's nice and dark, your hair. I mean, you a voice actor for sure. I'm trying to remember who you... Oh, you kind of remind me of Ted Lasso when I watch you talk too, which I really love. I think that's great. But thank you for that amazing, again, another episode of the Cringy. Between Jeff's 7 losses in a row, between Swart's bungle, just absolute bungle, Jonathan Taylor situation, I do believe we have 2 front runners. If Jeff doesn't win again, he will sew this up. Swart, you better hope that that's the case. All right, let's get to the last 2 games. Let me get up on out of here. The Radioactive Monkeys coming in at 4-4, taking on Make Cray-America Great Again at 3-5. Sid, 3-5. Sid is not often below 500 in this league. He is one person who has 3 titles. I believe he has 3. I think he has 3. I know Jeff's the only one that has 4. Jeff's screaming at the TV. I've got 4. No one cares. Sid on hard times. And this week, 96.5. That would have beat, by the way, it would have beat Dickweed. It would have beat Trogdor. It would have beat Mixing Cocktails. It would have beat the Hulkamaniacs. It would have beat Mana. It almost would have beat the Pack Attack, but it did not beat the Monkeys, who scored 108.5 points. So, you know, and actually, if we go to this next page, he would have beat the Architect of Valhalla too. Sadly, though, with this, Sid, you will fall to 3-6. Now, if you're John, Saltmarsh, no checking the phone during the show. People are watching. This is a high traffic volume show. We can't just be not giving them our best. Jalen Hurts, 26 points.
Really?
Yeah, 26 points. Someone named Wilson, 22.5 points. Why can't I think of who Wilson is? Good God.
Garrett?
No. Yes, it is Garrett Wilson. That's right. We talked about him earlier. You know, I'm glad you're here. You can see I've got a lot going on. I write quickly. Chuba Hubbard, 17. Justin Tucker, 12. Bijan Robinson. Now, he got Bijan, DeAndre Swift in a trade, and then some picks, too, from Sid. So this was actually the trade bowl, if you will. Tyreek Hill, 6 points. Tyreek Hill is, I've been documenting
Well, he's
this.
got a drugged up quarterback.
He has had, Tyreek Hill's season has been an absolute bust-a-palooza. Now, Salty went all in this trade. He did get the victory this week. He's 5-4. He's still 3 games behind Eric in the South. However, the playoffs for today, Salty would be in. Joe Burrow on your bench, 38 points, Saltmarsh. Granted, you got Burrow, hey, no one's starting a free Joe Burrow movement. Where's everyone on that train? No, it's all about Lamar. What?
Joe Burrow did not start heating up until like just recently. I feel like the Bengals were not.
So you're saying this is different?
Yes, I'm saying that Lamar's always good, and Joe Burrow is just recently, finally.
That's strike two.
Getting stuff together.
That's strike two.
What was my first?
It was calling me out for something else. I don't know. We could watch the tape when we're done. If you're Sid, Brown, AJ Brown. I don't think he has AJ Brown. No, I don't think he has A.J. Brown. Some guy named Brown
at
sure 18.5 points. No, I thought someone else has A.J. Brown. Kareem Hunt, 12.5. Cooper Kupp, see you later with 11.5 points. Minnesota defense, 11. Brock Bowers, 10.5. Dak Prescott, 10. He gone. Now, Sid's backup quarterback is Sam Darnold. Yep, that's the face I think that I would make. Now, Darnold did have 22 points on the bench this last week. So, if you're Sid, you're 3-6. You seem to be selling and buying, kind of like Swart. I don't know what to make of it. You got an uphill battle, my friend. Uphill battle. Speaking of uphill battles, two teams, the only two teams in the league who have never won an FTFL title. Now, Peter, you just got in. Matt, I'm not entirely sure what to say. You've been close.
When did
You've
Peter get in?
been close. Peter, this, I believe, is his third season.
So why was he allowed in?
Because Deesum was a quitter. Deesum's a quitter. He quit. So then, I see.
Because he's a man.
Oh, gosh, there it was. Well, it may be. This one is the Architect at 3-5 taking on the Valhalla Vandals at 4-4, and this one was tight. This one was close, 81.5 to 80.5, 1 point. I was talking to Eric, and he said he thinks that this one actually might have flip-flopped, maybe a little Elias action somewhere in there. But you know what? If you're Peter, you'll take it. J.K. Dobbins, 19 points. Baker Mayfield, 16. Travis Kelce, 13. Amon-Ra, 11.5. Chris Olave, half point. Almost had his head blown smooth off. He's probably going to miss some time. You know who's going to maybe be done missing time, though, for Peter? I even forgot his first name for a second. Christian McCaffrey. He might be coming back.
I did tell you this.
Well, you was an insider. You know what? This is why she's on the show. Full of good nuggets. Maybe not always the best thoughts and opinions being spoken out loud, but for the most part, you're doing a great job here tonight. I appreciate it. If you're Matt, Cortland Sutton had 17.5 points. That was his best score of the year. Kate Otten, 14 points. By the way, if you've been paying attention, we know Mike Evans went down. We know Chris Godwin went down. Kate Otten has been the beneficiary. By the way, weeks 1 through 6, Kate Otten totaled 21.5 points. Weeks 7 through 9, he's totaled 44.5 points. Doubled it in a shorter time. Now, I went back. I'm like, all right, who has Kate Otten been the last few years? In 2023, he had a grand total of 62.5 points for the year. In 2022, he had 44.5 points for the year. He did that in just 3 weeks. Matt, if you can somehow figure this out, now you lost this week, a tight one. You're 3-6 like your good buddy Sid. You've got an uphill battle. But there are pieces on Matt's team where I think maybe, just maybe. Now, DJ Moore could be to blame here. And this is some foreshadowing is what we call that in the business. 4 points. He averages 6.8. He's not having the greatest season, but if you saw at that game on Sunday, he walked off the field mid-play. He also kind of shoulder bumped his quarterback on the way out in a way that you would do to someone that you were going to be disrespectful to. I don't know what's going on there. They clearly didn't trade him away, but whatever. Matt, be mad at DJ Moore. I think he's the problem in this one. You fall to 3-6. Peter rises to 5-4 and 3 games out of first place. All right, the stud, the dud, the crazy stat of the week, and we're out of here. Stud of the week, Josh Allen, 28. Jalen Hurts, 26. Saquon Barkley, 25.5. All three of those guys led their team in scoring, led their teams to victory. No surprise. I was going to say 2 quarterbacks, really. A quarterback and 2 running backs. As we know, Jalen Hurts is the best throwing running back in the league. It's all that guy did.
You complain that about Josh Allen, too.
You know what? But Josh Allen this year, his running touchdowns have all but disappeared.
He's only saying this because he has Josh Allen this year, so he actually likes the fact that he's winning with Josh Allen.
But I'm not winning with Josh Allen. I'm 3-6 in the other league with Josh Allen. And he's not running touchdowns. You know what? That was strike 3. I'm glad we're almost done because I would have had to kick you off during the middle of the show, and that would have been awkward. All right, dud of the week. I said it, DJ Moore. You can't be doing the things you're doing in real life and I guess in fantasy football for Matt. Now, the crazy stat of the week, I guess I've been told, actually, that the number muncher has a picture, a crazy stat that they've sent us. So I'm going to put that up side by side here for everyone to... Thanks, Number Muncher. Free Lamar. I'm 6-3. I'm 6-3. That's the second best record in the FTFL.
You could be 9-0.
I don't think that would be the case, actually, because we could go back. No, you know what? Yeah, Number Muncher, if you're so just hell-bent on freeing Lamar, you heard it from her. Give me the stats. Could I be 9-0 with Lamar as my quarterback? That's something you should do instead of taking ridiculous pictures like that. That's unbelievable. All right, you know what? Done. Week 10, here we go. The Pack Attack at 8-1, taking on the Mixing Cocktails at 5-4. Hulkamaniacs at 6-3, taking on Matt at 3-6, the Architect who desperately needs to get a victory. Matt, you picked a good week. I've got buys. I've got injuries. Braylon Allen is getting a start. Deontay Johnson is going to see the field. This is your week, buddy. Although Lamar's playing in just a couple of minutes.
Yes, we got to go.
So let's hope he drops 50
Maybe
and it
Joe
won't
Burrow's
even
good.
matter. The Monkeys coming in at 5-4, taking on Troja. The Adam Bowl, if you will. One Adam who seems to kind of have an idea what's going on. The other, Adam Swart. Any last thoughts?
This is karma for... Actually, no, never mind. This is not karma because you're in my other league because you actually were okay with me joining, so I wish the best for you.
Wow, wish the
Who's
best.
he playing against?
He's playing against Saltmarsh.
Did he say no to me?
It's hard to say.
I hope you lose.
Wow, there it was. Actually, I think Salty did vote no, but I could be wrong. Maybe. I know, I voted yes. Swart briefly voted yes. Marks, I guess I don't remember.
Did Marks vote no?
You should ask Eric. Maybe Eric has those numbers for you. Peter, Valhalla, the Valhalla Vandals at 5-4, coming in, taking on Mana, 4-time Lucky Pants, breaking it under in title thieving, just smooth. With the short stick in life here, 2-7. 7 straight losses. Peter, if you lose this week, just close up shop.
And I'll take your spot.
There we go. Lastly, Dickweed, my ride or die, 3-6, taking on Make Kramerica great again. Now, I don't know if you've probably watched the show every week. You're a diehard fan, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. We closed the show. I wish everyone success. I say have a great week. I pull the sunglasses down, and then there's a piece. So you got to hit that when we go. That, are you ready?
I gotta do this hand because this nail's broken.
Now you're giving me the finger.
That's
strike 4.
You
know what? I don't need to see. Just put that down. All right, folks. Well, this has been fun. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And until next time, peace.
Well. I bet you thought I was gone and all you FTFLers were safe. Well, guess again, because the executioner's back and here to take down a trio of FTFLers. I got a little poem for you. Let's see how it goes. Ring around the posy, pockets full of posies, ashes, we all burn down. See you in hell, FTFLers.